Hey, it's Chiqui Linguine, and today I want to talk about blood sugar, what it is, and why it's so important. So before you tune out and you skip to the next video, this is for everyone, not just those with diabetes. So if you've experienced weight gain, extreme hunger, even after you've eaten, anxiety, mood swings, fatigue, PMS, missed periods, PCOS, the list goes on, nausea, headaches, being cold frequently, energy crashes, brain fog, and much more, then this video is for you, because then you need to be looking at your blood sugar. During this video, I'll be using the words blood sugar and glucose levels interchangeably. They mean the same thing. So to know what exactly blood sugar is and what it does in our body, we need to first look at what is glucose. So glucose is our main source of energy for our body and for our cells. Glucose comes from plant sources like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and legumes, and whole grains. All these plant foods have a combination of sugar and fiber. All processed foods also contain glucose because they contain sugar or grains from flours and seed oils. Processed foods, though, do not contain fiber because in the manufacturing process, they strip away the fiber because that makes their shelf life longer. This is a very bad thing for us because fiber is the key to slowing down the absorption of the sugars. So without the fiber, when we eat the processed food, the sugar just gets absorbed very quickly, causing a glucose spike. So like I just said, we need glucose in order to survive, to thrive, to live, because it is our main source of energy for our cells. But the problem is that we're eating so much more glucose than our bodies ever anticipated, and all this glucose, most of it is from ultra processed foods stripped of their fibers like pastas, cereals, breads, and things like that. So now that we have an understanding of what glucose is, let's see what it does when we eat it, what happens in our body. So when we eat something, when we eat glucose, our pancreas produces a hormone called insulin. And the purpose of insulin is to get the glucose and to transport it to the cells. Once the insulin takes the glucose to the cells, if there is any leftover glucose, if there was too much glucose to begin with and now there's leftover glucose, it needs to be distributed into your body fast. It can't just sit there. So the insulin is now going to take it into your liver, and then after it goes to the liver, if there's still leftovers, it's going to take it into your muscles and store it as fat. That's why with every glucose spike, you are storing fat, which is why one of the main symptoms of blood sugar imbalance is weight gain, because with every spike, you're storing fat in your muscles. Glucose spikes are harmful for us, not only because they make us store fat, like I just said, but because we'll get then the whole mess of other symptoms that I already previously mentioned. And on top of the fact, repeated glucose spikes lead to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, eyesight problems, and nerve issues. Research also shows us that if you were to have a big spike in the morning, you're going to jump on what's called a glucose roller coaster, and you're just going to be spiking up and down for the rest of the day. So for the rest of the day, you're going to have mood swings, anxiety, feel hungry even though you're eating, and nothing is going to really satisfy you, and it's all because you spiked in the morning. When we eat a meal that's carb heavy, like a bagel, pasta with red sauce, oatmeal, or anything along those lines, once we eat it, our pancreas is going to produce the insulin. The insulin is going to take the glucose to our cells. The remaining glucose is going to go to our liver and then to our fat, stored as fat to our muscles, and then we will get a glucose spike. We'll feel bad, we'll have anxiety, mood swings, and all that will happen. Now, if we were to eat the bagel with eggs and avocado and the pasta with meat and an arugula salad, then the glucose spike won't be as bad because of the fibers from the spinach, from the arugula, and it'll help slow down the absorption of the sugars from the pasta or from the bagel. I read a book called The Glucose Revolution by Jessie and Chape, and it's a very good read. I highly recommend it, but she explains it like this. She says that our digestion is like a sink. So imagine a sink with the pipe going down, and anything that you put inside of the sink goes through the pipe and goes down and gets digested. So if we were to put a bagel into the sink, the bagel is going to go straight through the pipe and get digested very quickly. But if we were to eat a side salad first, or broccoli or carrots, any type of vegetable first, When we eat the vegetable and then we eat the bagel or the pasta or the carbs, whatever it is after, when it gets digested, when it goes down into the pipe, the vegetables are going to take much longer to go down that pipe. It's going to digest and get absorbed very, very slowly. So by the time it trickles down the pipe, by the time then the bagel gets absorbed or the pasta, you're not going to have such a big glucose spike. This is a good thing because it's not to say that you can't eat carbs or desserts. I love desserts, but it's better to eat them after eating something with fiber. So if you were to have a piece of cake on an empty stomach, you're gonna eat the cake is gonna get absorbed very fast, the sugars are gonna get absorbed very fast, and you're gonna have a glucose spike. But if you were to eat the same piece of cake after your dinner, it's gonna make a huge difference in your body. If you were to eat an arugula salad with some meat and some other vegetables or even a little bit of carbs after that, some pasta, and then you were to eat your cake, it will get digested so much slower because of the arugula, because of the meat. The animal protein has no glucose, so that also slows it down because of the fibers. And then you eat the cake, you're still gonna have your delicious cake, you're still gonna enjoy it, and you're not gonna have the crazy spike, you're not gonna have the crazy symptoms, and you won't have the weight gain. So the secret to keeping your blood sugar balanced is fiber. Fiber is so important. We have always heard to eat your vegetables, but this is why. This is why eating your vegetables is so important. Because if you eat your vegetables, then you'll actually be able to eat your pasta, eat your bread, and eat your desserts without having such bad consequences. So to wrap up, glucose is energy, and we need it for our bodies to feed ourselves. But if we have too much glucose, we'll cause a glucose spike. Glucose spikes are bad because repeated glucose spikes over time can lead to weight gain, heart issues, diabetes, and much more. Fiber is the #1 superstar beauty queen of our diet. Eat your fiber. And the best order to eat your food is to have your fiber first, so your vegetables first, your animal protein and your fat second, and then anything that's carby or dessert last. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. I have videos like this, IBS and PCOS friendly recipes, tips and tricks, and much more every day at 3 p.m.